This is by far one of the hardest seasons of my life. And I don't think it's because of like what I'm going through. I think it's more of the character development and trusting God and keeping my eyes and my mind on Him through this, because there's so much noise around me, so much distraction, so much tug of war. And so the tears are from the fight and grieving the old way and the old me and the old decisions. These are count it all joy tears. These tears that I have been crying definitely do not feel like sorrowful tears or woe is me tears. But it's hard. It's hard. And now I think I'm understanding the scripture that talks about choosing the narrow gate and following God, like lay everything down and follow Him. Yeah. And so there's so many voices, there's so many decisions that I could make that would make things seem a little easier for me. But God does not want easy in this season. Like, He doesn't want me to choose that wide gate that I've always gone through. That narrow gate that once I walk through it, it holds all of the blessings. The other side. And even going through this, it's like people will think that they know best. And it's usually the people that their voice is so familiar when you go through hard times that it was so easy to just turn and follow their voices. But now this situation is like I hear their voices in the distance. Even though it's so loud, it's further away from me because I'm really tuning in to hear God in this. It's hard when you are, it's like being in a park. It's like being in a park. Y'all, I could at least fix my scarf a little bit this morning, but it is what it is, okay? And for you moms, you know, but it's like being in a park and you got all of these kids running around you and these noises and laughs and cries and just at a park, but you know your child's voice when they are calling. You hear them through all of the noise because you know their voice. And so that's what I'm currently experiencing right now. And it's like I hear all of the noise around me, the distraction. Oh, you should do this, you should do this, and I know it's going to be better for you if you go this way and go that way, and why don't you choose this way and choose that way, and even things lined up for me in certain ways where it's like, man, that could definitely be the way that I should go. But I hear God's voice in all of the noise, and so the tears that I am crying, that's what makes it so different, because the tears are the pain that comes with the growth. The tears come from the place of like, God, this process is hard. And it's like, today I have to let that go. I have to lay that down. I have to like disappoint people. I have to say no. I have to like say this is not the Krystal that you have known. Even to myself, I'm like, nope, Krystal, this is not the Krystal that you know. She is, she's in the past. She's like, no. And so the tears are the pain that comes along with the growth and the character development, and literally a prison moment, like, you know, like Joseph for real. So yeah, I just want to document these moments, not knowing if it'll ever be shared, not knowing if, you know, and it's not all about sharing them, but man, like I felt anxious today for so many reasons, over things that I have to do this week, over things that did not get done, over things that, and I shouldn't be feeling anxious. So, you know what? Because the Bible says, be anxious for nothing. Pray without ceasing. Don't grow weary in well-doing. And so I also want to be mindful of like not giving in to anxiety in these moments, because that's just opening the door for the enemy to step in. And when I feel anxious, it can cause me to make the wrong decisions, and I definitely don't want that. So it's like I'm checking my feelings and my emotions at the door, because those things don't serve me anymore. They don't lead my life anymore. And so just because I feel like, or you know, or whatever the case may be, it doesn't mean that that's the decision I have to make. And so I even have to be mindful of like leading people on in this situation, making people think I'm going to do one thing when really I'm not. Even having backup plans when you're going through a season of a hard time, you got to be like, I have to be careful of that, having a backup plan, because then I'm saying, you know what, Lord, if this don't work out for me, this way that I think, like you're trying to take me in, and my back is literally against the wall, and then I got children involved too, I'm gonna have this plan over here just in case, like this plan B, and that's where we like I fall short, because my faith can immediately go to like, I had a plan over here all this time, so God, this is not working, or going into something and like, God, this, you know, can't be it, when really it's pride. It's so many different things, and I'm not in control. God is in control. So the cries, the tears also come from releasing my control and just trusting fully 100% in God. Like, just the preparation process is what I'm putting my hope and my faith in. Ooh, man, such a testimony. It's hard. It's hard. It really is hard. And I feel like I'm by myself. But you have to know when God is like, you need to be by yourself right now, because the only trust that I need you to have is in me. I don't need you to have trust in people. I don't need you to have trust in this over here. I will send the resources. And look, I don't want the manna, you know, like I don't want that. Like, I don't want to live off manna all of my life like the children of Israel were. Like how God said he was going to provide manna for them day to day, like day to day. So enough for today, that's it. And tomorrow we'll come back around to it. Enough for tomorrow, that's it. Like, I'm just so ready to live in this overflow of abundance, and like just so ready for my life to change, because I'm tired of wilderness, and I'm tired of hardship, and I'm tired of lack, and I'm tired of like unfinished projects, and tired of like following the voice of the people that aren't really for me, even though it seems like they are. And this is where God like really renews my mind, because I'm just like, I don't want to, these people, for at least the last 10 years, I have been following the voice of these people. I have been putting my trust and faith in these people, and I don't want that anymore. Like, I want new people, Lord. I want new environments. I want a refreshing, I want to just, man, such a refreshing environment, and not struggle, and not oppression, and not because and not like hopelessness, because I chose to follow their voice, and hear all of the good words for the moment, and it's nothing but a distraction for the enemy. And tell me if y'all ever been here, because people will tell you what you need to hear in the moment. Like, God will send people, the devil will send people to talk to you in the moment and whisper sweet nothings, like words that are unfulfilling, no substance, just empty. But it sounds good because you're in a moment, you're in a situation. And so you follow those voices, and then you follow it, and all of that was just empty. It was nothing. It was just nothing. And so now your feelings are hurt, you're unfulfilled, you're like just in a place of emptiness, and oh my God, why did listen. And so because I don't want that anymore, it's requiring me to grow up and mature in so many ways that it's just like, it's like, oh my God, how did I get here? But it's also the fact that, like, God, just do what you have to do and develop me. And, you know, I just want to follow your voice. It may look crazy to them now, but you getting all of the glory, because it even to me. But I just want to be able to see you in it all. Obedience. When you become so accustomed to not being obedient, you follow the voice of man and not God. You don't trust in God's plan. You don't trust what God is doing because you can't see what he's doing. Or it's so much. It's so much. But I can't afford to people please anymore. It's like the voices are just like and you want to be like, oh yeah, that makes sense, and yeah, okay, cool, yeah, I'll follow that. But God is just like, but I'm over here talking to you too, telling you what to do, not what you should do. I'm telling you what to do. And these people over here are like, oh, you should do this and you should do that. And I'm like, yo. Count it all joy, tears. That's what this is in this season. So just trust in God 100%. He is definitely recovering all. This is a recovery season. And he is definitely recovering all, and I know it's gonna happen so speedily, but it's up to me to say yes to this. Like, Lord, I don't know, but yes. I don't know either, but yes, because it's not up to me to understand. It's just up to me to offer myself in this. And these are the times when we fall into things that we shouldn't fall into, and go after things that we shouldn't go after. And I've had many seasons of that, like being in moments like this, and I'm like, I'm drinking and I'm smoking and I'm just indulging in so many different things for fulfillment, instead of just being on my face and praying and repenting and talking to God and fasting and getting myself surrounded with people who are on fire for God. And I'm so thankful that I have that in this season, because I will cry. I'll cry and I'll cry. I'm not kicking and screaming crying like, Lord, why? But I'm just like, I will cry and I will release and I will lay it at the feet of God. And like, Lord, I've cried it. I let it go now. Just like a baby and kids, you know, just they don't want to let go of something or get, you know, just cry it out, lay it down at the feet of God and keep it moving. And that's all I want to do. God said, forget the former things. So that's where I am. That is definitely where I am. Definitely renouncing the spirit of fear, because that whole imposter syndrome thing, like, how can I be an imposter when I'm doing what God telling me to do? I cannot be an imposter. So, like, imposter syndrome, because there's no way that I'm an imposter when I am following the voice of God and I know that I'm being obedient. Oh, man. But I definitely have what I need in this season. But God is also drying up the resources. Like, for maybe almost a year now, God has sent resources and just miracles and all of the things that I needed. Like, but now he's starting to, like, dry it up. And so in the wilderness he provided, but he like, all right, now you over here in milk and honey, it's miracles, it's your work, it's, you know, the time to shift that perspective. And he's definitely doing that. He's definitely doing that. And so I just trust the Lord in this. And so, man, it was today I woke up, you know what, anxiety, devil, you are a liar. I should feel anxious about nothing if I trust God that he got it. It doesn't feel good, but trusting him. So